Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, for your weekly... Actually, this isn't a bonus replay video. This is the only replay video we've had in the past 6-7 days, besides last Sunday's replay video. We have a replay featuring the Tier 9 Premium American battleship, the Georgia. What is probably one of the most absurd ships ever released in this game. The Georgia, I mean, like, from the get-go, she was pretty cracked. So much so that I believe within the first 3 or 4 days of her being released, maybe within the first week, they had to nerf her. Because when Georgia was released, what she is an American battleship with 6 18-inch guns, 457mm guns at Tier 9. Now, that is a very small number of guns, but of course the caliber is quite large. And to kind of help balance that, back in the day when she was originally released, she had the most accurate battleship guns in the game, hands down, bar none. But they had to nerf it because it turns out when you give American 18-inch shells high accuracy, they tend to do, well, quite well. So they had to nerf her right off the bat with that. Plus, this is a battleship that can go 40-something knots when you have her engine boost going. She has the American secondary guns, so that means she can run. She can run down light cruisers and destroyers all day long, essentially. Which is kind of dumb that this ship can go that fast with, the secondaries and the main guns that it can have. Now, our main guns, despite them being nerfed, they are still, well, quite good, as I'm sure you'll see in this video. But speaking about this match, the driver here is a man by the name of Admiral Traitaro, who we will just call Admiral from here on out, for simplicity's sake. And speaking of her guns, let's see, 20-kilometer shot at the Allende. No, she's starting out. So this is a bit of a weird match. I'm not sure when Admiral was playing, maybe late at night, maybe early in the morning, but this is an 8-player match. So, again, some silliness is going on here with the matchmaker. So he has a Bismarck out to his northeast. You have the U-190 on this side, as you can tell by the torpedoes. If you guys don't know, submarine spawns, look at that. Look how accurate those guns are. And that's, again, after they did nerf her. Keep in mind, too, that she can take the American Platinum Mod 2 module. Oh, that's a beautiful hit. 18k there on the Bismarck. She can take the American Platinum Mod 2 module that gives her the increased accuracy with the 11% buff to the ship's dispersion. So typically most Georgia players would go for either a full main gun build or they go for a hybrid build where they build into the secondaries a little bit, but then they take that module to improve the accuracy of the main battery guns. He's about to do it again to this Bismarck. Yes, 70k there that time, with really only 3 shells pinning. But anyways, he does have a U-190 in front of him. Submarine spawns do mirror each other, so as we see the S-189 spawned over here, so the enemy U-190 did spawn north of him as well. Bismarck draws first blood, taking out the friendly Cross of Dorn, bringing the early game point game into the red team's favor. Looks like the scoreboard is, well, maybe because the green team got a couple more buffs than the red team. Let's see what... Oh, yeah, he's going to go down. Let's see what happens here. Yes, the team's points are switched. So the red team's points, the green team's points, the green team points, the red team points. Welcome to the replays system. Hey, look, there's a U-190. Oh, this is a live reaction replay, by the way, so I haven't seen this beforehand, so you get my genuine live reactions to whatever's going on. Now, that U-190 is at maximum depth, so Admiral's depth charges here, they can get to him, but they won't do their maximum amount of damage, as you can see there. They did get hit, so the U-190 is flooding now, which means he'll leak oil, so he'll be easier to track once the S-189 submarine surveillance does run out. But it looks like the U-190 is coming up to the surface, or at least to operational depth. Oh yeah, he's got to dodge the S-189's torpedoes. Admiral's getting some more depth charges prepared for him. Yeah, he's at 30 meters, dropping 1 set of depth charges on top of his head. Generally, what I do is I'll drop 1 set of depth charges. Once that hits the enemy sub, it forces them to burn their damage con because they don't want the oil slick to be, well, right on top of them. And then I'll go ahead and drop 2 rounds of depth charges on top of him so he'll be, well, murdered quicker. U-190 does ping Admiral's Georgia with that last ping, but Admiral is within 3 kilometers now of that U-190, so the U-190's torps are going to do negligible amounts of damage if they even connect to him. Looks like the North Carolina does get the kill on the U-190, so there goes submarines down. Oh, there we go too. Friendly Nagato's down. So teams are pretty... Actually, they're dead even on points now. Cruiser and a battleship down on the friendly side. Just submarine and battleship down on the enemy side. So, again, fairly even. North Carolina. Ooh, broadside North Carolina. This... Oh, he's turning. Might still get some good chunks. Got some pretty decent chunks out of that for 9,000 damage. So it looks like out west is like... Nothing's going on out west. There were 2 ships out here. And I guess the rest of the red team just decided they wanted to go out to the east. So that's where Admiral is heading. Colorado right there. And with that being the Colorado, the 18-inch guns of the Georgia can overmatch the Colorado's bow armor. So he doesn't really need to worry about that. And, well, some good damage there. 7,500 from hitting his superstructure. Also, friendly North Carolina that's for some reason still humping the border, even though all the enemy ships on the western side of the map are sunk. Friendly Baji is moving in there to engage the Colorado. Colorado's turning out from the Baji, but that means turning out from the Baji will be, will give Admiral his broadside. Oh, there we go. He'd citadel the Colorado there with 2 additional pins for 28,000 damage. Good shots there. Looks like the enemy team is pushing pretty hard down the eastern side of the map. You got a Nawami, a Carl XIV, and an Izumo, the tier 9s, and the tier 9s of the enemy team pushing hard into the friendly team's eastern flank. So that's unfortunate. Thankfully, though, the Georgia is quite fast, and, well, engine boost just ran out, so Admiral is able to get from the western side of the map over here to the eastern side of the map fairly quickly. He's going to have a nice broadside shot on this Colorado here in a moment. Oh, that is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's his main guns go. Secondary guns are on the Colorado. Does not look like he has manual secondaries. Dead Colorado there, 15-4 for the Colorado kill. Yeah, it looks like does not... Oh, no, he does have manual secondaries. He just didn't select the Colorado there. All right, now he's coming up on the Iwami. He does have 11.3 kilometers when it comes to his secondary battery range, so at least he has most of the secondary modules and skills on his Georgia. He does not have Superintendent, though, because he only has 4 heals instead of 5, which, with the Georgia, I would tend to lean to the needing the 5 heals, because the Georgia's armor, while it does have 32... friendly Baji goes down. While it does have 32mm plating, just the way that the hull is, you get pinned a lot even from angles where you don't think you would get pinned. You do, so I would try to take as many heals as I possibly could. But that means the friendly team is now down 1 kill. Down 2 kills now. There's only 4 ships left alive on the enemy team on the friendly team to the enemy team's 6 ships. So this is not ideal at the moment, at least. Sawami, well, he's staying pretty angled, but again, George's 18-inch guns are, 18-inch guns. Let's see what happens here. Decent hits to his superstructure, but I think his superstructure is pretty saturated there. Pops engine boost again, throwing it in reverse. Typically, this isn't what you want to do with the Georgia, because she is so frail. You want to keep moving, and definitely you don't want to be stuck having to reverse. But I mean, he's got a Wami in his face, a North Carolina to his back, and a Carl XIV in front of him, so he is kind of not in a great situation. Good hits there on the Iwami. Even Angle manages to scrape 15k off of the Iwami. Oh yeah, now he's really eating the damage. Look at that. See, Georgia, like, everything pins it just a little bit, and it does add up. So the Iwami, he should be burning out here in a second. He doesn't pop damage con. The Admiral's going to get him here with his main battery gun. Starting up to 175k before his second kill, which is here with the Iwami. Alright, so the Iwami is dead. He can probably turn around now if he needs to. Pops his damage con for that one fire. Oh, lightning! Lightning's a little bold. Very lucky those North Carolina shells did not citadel his Georgia there. He got a Carl XIV and Izumo. Izumo I don't think is looking at him. Carl XIV, I believe, is spamming him with HE. Well, that doesn't set a fire because he has damage con going. Does have the broadside of the Carl XIV there. Looks like the Lightning gave up on his push. Ayande coming around the corner. Should be pretty good hits on the Carl XIV. They are. 15,000 damage. Once again, he does have manual secondaries, but it doesn't look like he's selecting anybody. Oh, there you go. He has selected the Ayande. He's probably debating on who he wants the secondaries to chew on there. Pops his main battery guns, but I don't think... Yeah, no, they're not going to get there in time. Needs to pop his heal. There we go. Now, thankfully, Georgia does have the improved cooldown time on the heal, so you can use them fairly quickly when you need to. Up to 203,000 damage so far. The friendly team is still down on ships. They're down by 2 ships now. I'm sorry, they are down by 1 ship now to the enemy team's 5 ships. Ooh, eat some big pins there from the car of the 14th, probably from the Izumo. Broadside Izumo, though, that's not really what you want to do in Izumo. It does have a very thick belt, but you have to be angled in order to use it. And there you go, 17k off of the Izumo. Alright, so situation. Friendly team does have a ton of buffs, but they keep losing ships, which isn't ideal to winning. Lightning is out, so the Georgia secondaries are on the Lightning. They're probably going to get him here. Not very wise to keep firing when you're below 3k HP and destroy 233,000 damage, fellas. 3 kills. All right, so they're starting to yank the kills back in favor of the friendly team. But I mean, man, look, you got 2 North Carolinas all the way out there. Well, 1 North Carolina all the way out there dealing with the North Carolina. The S-189 is in the cap. Submarines are quite frail. Admiral here is popping his second to last hill. And he still has to deal with an Izumo, a Carl the 14th, and Ayande. He really only has a Benson around here to help him. But, you know, a Benson or any destroyer and a battleship working together is a good combination. Ooh, Ayande, 9 kilometers away, coming out fairly broadside on. He's turning out. I don't think that'll be enough for him because of the Georgia's guns. And, ooh, nice, nice. 33,000 damage. Devastating strike there. And that was not a it was not a detonation. Just double checking that there. That was, dang. Yeah, okay, 3 versus 3 now, but 3 battleships against a destroyer, a submarine, and a Georgia that has 1 heal left. You can just hit X once, buddy. It's fine. It works. All right. Broadside out on the Izumo. Izumo's still showing him so much side. Oh, he's starting to turn in now. He's turning out now. Dang, still hasn't citadel the Izumo yet. Izumo, again, very thick belt armor. But again, you will eat crap if you come out broadside. Carl the 14th, you can hear his secondary guns going to town on that Benson. I'm not sure the Benson fired or if the Carl the 14th spotted him with Hydro. Izumo still showing so much. Oh, he had to dodge the Benson torpedoes or the S-29 torpedoes. Very, very good teamwork there. Keeping the Izumo broadside to Admiral. Carl the 14th does take out the Benson, so now it's 2 versus 3. You got a Carl the 14th in North Carolina and an Izumo against a Georgia and an S-189. Izumo still having to dodge torpedoes there. This should be a dead Izumo. Oh, it bounces some off the turrets, hits some into the upper deck for some more bounces. Big, big unfortunate. And Admiral is out of heals now in the Georgia, a ship that, again, isn't exactly the toughest. He's almost at 300,000 damage, my dudes. 4 kills. All right, come on. Come on. If this Izumo Salvo doesn't sink him, oh, it takes him down to 13k. Now, he does have some passive healing going on because of the buffs. Oh, still not a dead Izumo. Now, the enemy team does have the 3 of the healing buffs secured. The friendly team only has 1. So while he is getting some health back, the enemy ships are, in fact, healing faster than he is. Izumo down to 2k. Oh, S-189 takes out the Izumo. Carl the 14th at a little over half health comes out, gets a fire on him. He pops damage con to get that fire out. There's the Carl the 14th torpedoes. Thankfully, he managed to avoid those. That's one set at least. He's got, very lucky he sent that set to the far side of the gap instead of towards, well, where Admiral would have been heading. Alright, so he is managing to get some health back here from the passive heal, but again, that Carl the 14th is healing at a faster rate. So, they're in 22,000 damage, my god. Carl the 14th is waiting for him. He's have 8 sheer AP loaded. What is your guess, fellas? He has 8 sheer loaded, which, I mean, granted, yeah. He's only 11k. Oh, takes him down to 199 HP. Finishes him off with a single secondary shell for Kraken Unleashed and 353,000 damage. Now, the friendly team has managed to secure the middle cap, thanks to the Carl the 14th getting sunk. So now you have an S-189 in North Carolina with a whole lot of points coming in thanks to that center cap being captured. But, I mean, North Carolina's dropping his ASW on the S-189 pretty accurately. and Admiral here is down to 6k HP, and the North Carolina is about to get into that cap zone. And that North Carolina, yeah, he's now within 3 kilometers of the S-189, so the S-189 torpedoes simply don't bother the North Carolina anymore. So that S-189 either has to extend the range to deal with that North Carolina, or Admiral's got to step in and help him deal with it, which it looks like, he's going to have to do that now. But he's only got 7k HP with, getting 20 more HP every second, right? So, not really ideal. Had the HE loaded because the North Carolina was bow in. Assuming he's probably going to have AP set up next because he is angled. Oh, yeah. Get AP in the tubes. Annihilate this man. Destroy him. Alright, so HE out. He gets fire on the North Carolina. S-189 has managed to extend his distance from the North Carolina. North Carolina is contesting the cap now. He's going to need probably a couple of these torps. Yeah, 2 of these torps. Okay, cool. Alright. They still have to kill this man. And again, with the Georgia, North Carolina just has to get like a really just a half-decent salvo, and he's dead. Nails his turrets, but he does get the defense ribbon. North Carolina forward turrets are out on Admiral's Georgia. Ooh, RNG giveth. He manages to have a terrible dispersion salvo. Or maybe his aim was off a little bit. He did nick him there for a 1500. Okay, he has the HE coming back up again. That's a really healthy North Carolina, though. Dropping ASW on the S-189 as well. S-189 is getting a little bit of healing back as well from the healing buff. North Carolina is making progress with taking the cap. Looks like he can go dark there, and the S-189 can't see. Ooh, eats 1, 2, 3 torpedoes from the S-189, and the 4th one finishes him off. They did have the maximum damage buff. For a final damage total of, my god, 300... Oh, it faded away. There we go. 363,626 damage, 5 kills. My god, he got all the awards. He got Dev Strike, Confederate, 2 Close Quarters Experts, 1 Dreadnought, Kraken, and then High Caliber. 2.4 million credits that battle. Good lord. 3,339 base XP. That's a lot of base XP. Well, how many bonuses was he running? Oh, a lot. Okay, yeah, that's what was going on. But yeah, I mean, he definitely earned it with his performance that round. So Admiral Tretoro, thank you so much for sending that in. Yeah, Georgia's just an absurd ship, one that's unfortunately not available anymore. But man, if you got one, if you pick one up in a super container or something, you got a pretty crazy ship on your hands here, my dudes. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If you have a cool replay like this, we had an absolutely amazing game, something funny or goofy happened, you can send it into the email linked in the description down below, or in the community Discord and the replay posting channel, which is also linked in the in the description down below. Hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday, wonderful rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.